Hello, let's talk about doing some multicam work on HitFilm. I'll say some multicam work because HitFilm doesn't have multicam features and it is not designed to. If I wanted to do multicam work, I'd go to another software, but if you want or have to do multicam work in HitFilm, well, within certain limits, you can do something that's pretty decent. I'm going to show you one way to do that. Here I'm in the situation where I was a few weeks ago when I had to assemble different footage coming from different sources after a show. So let's say that after a show, three people give you their footage. One people shot with a camera, with a camoscope. Another person used their phone, and last one used their camera. So you have different sizes, different frame rates, and we synchronized all this in a previous video. Now you would like to do something that looks like on-the-fly multicam editing, which means we would like to have input viewers for our angles, and we would like to have an output viewer, and that's what we are going to mimic. For this, I'm going to need to duplicate these videos. First, I'm going to unlink all clips from their audio. Unlink. So now I can copy all these onto new tracks. For this, I need a new track. Insert track. I'll leave the name as it is for the time being. Copy this and bring the playhead using page up to where I want to paste the clips, paste at playhead, and here I have a copy. I want to have another track here oops, not here. Control Z. No, well, doesn't matter. Okay, I'll use page down, take this and move it up. Okay, I just want to have an empty track here so I can see better, can easily see the difference between this footage, which I'm going to use as my input, and this bunch, which I'm going to use as my output. Let's start with the input footage. So let's get rid of these. I'm going to put my input screens in the same order on this window as they are on the timeline. So first the Ligrea, then the phone, and underneath at the bottom the Lumix. So let's take this, press Shift, so I keep the aspect ratio, and this should be about good. Okay, now the phone. I can see the phone because the playhead is not on the clip. Here I have the phone footage. Again, grab a corner, press Shift. Here I have my second control or input video viewer, and here for the Lumix, again, grab a corner, press Shift, downsize it, and this should work. See, it's like I have my input flows playing at the same time. Let's make this a little bit more tidy, and maybe I can increase the size of this one and increase the size of that one too. Okay, now for my output. Again, I'm going to, this one will be on the bottom. Let's turn it on. I'm going to downsize it. I'm going to try to keep it on the same. Let's go to controls, transform, position. See it, position here. I'm going to try to keep it on the same level, so the y value stays here. The y value stays at 0. This is going to be useful later on, and I can scale this up so I have a better view of my output if it comes from the Lumix footage. Same thing for the phone footage. So the center of my output viewer is at 305 0. So phone, I'm going control transform. I'm going to set the position here to 305. Now the center is exactly where it should be, and I downscale it a little bit so it has the same size as the one below. And there I am. Now the Ligrea footage, same thing, transform, set the center above the center of the other one. So here it's 305 and here 0. There it is. And I scale it up. And here I have my out footage, my output viewer. And at the same time I can see my input. Oops, Control Z, didn't do that on purpose. I have my input flows, let's call them like this. Okay, let's rename the tracks. Here this is going to be the Lumix out. This one is going to be, I didn't keep the name, sorry. Lumix out. Then this one is going to be the phone out. And this one is going to be the Ligrea out. And it's important to name the tracks because if you zoom in, see, we don't have the name of the tracks anymore. It's important that you know what is what. And this track is just so I have some space between the two groups. I'm just going to put something like that and turn and leave it off. Okay, and now I can start editing. So, oops, you need to turn on all top layers, all the output tracks. Okay, so let's start. Here I don't have a choice, can only have the Ligrea footage. Let's keep it, and let's say that from this point on I'd like to have the Lumix footage. So what I do is select the Ligrea footage. I want to remove it. So I slice here. I just used Control Shift D. Oops, Control Z. Oops, sorry. Now select the part I want to remove, and I don't remove it. I just drag it to the right, so I still have it available here, and I can use it later. But now I'm going from the Ligrea footage to the Lumix, and let's say I want the phone to come in here, and that's perfect. And let's say that right now I would like to have to see my head here. So at this point I want to move from this footage here to that footage, which is the one underneath. So I'm going to cut phone, Control Shift D, select the part to the right, move it out of the way, and that's it. I move to the Lumix footage, and now let's say that when I turn my head I want this footage. So I take the phone footage back, bring it back right to where I want it to start. Oops, a bit too far, and that's it. And now I want to turn back to the Lumix, so I slice it, Control Shift T, select this, bring that out of the way, and let's say that here I would like to come back here. I'd like to come back to this footage, which is on top, and I take it, grab it, bring it back, and here I am. And let's say that from here I'd like to go to the phone footage. So here I slice it, Control HD, move it out of the way, bring back the phone footage, and there it goes, etc., etc. And you can go like this, on and on. to make whatever footage you need from your input appear. These will always give you the control or input views, and this is your output view. Okay. So now let's pretend that we're finished, and the only thing we want to keep is this. We want to turn this. If we render this, we're going to render 4 windows. So we would like to have these take the whole space, and here's how you do it. Select everything, right click, transform, fit to frame, and bang, there you are. And you can turn out not everything. We don't need the Lumix audio because we are using the one. Oops, we're using this one, external sound. You can, even if you want to, remove these, but anyway, now if you render it, you have one clip and everything is 1080p, the same size, and there you are. And you can cut here and there, here if you want to, whatever. But you have the basic method. There are other methods. You could cut and assemble your pieces on a single master track, but I found that this method is the easiest and can be quite fast and easy. Well, I hope that this will be useful for some of you, and until next time, goodbye.